gentlemen and
Hello,
lady.
hello. And one lady.
Yes. Welcome to Between Two Nerds. Between us today, Jared Rosen, one of our good buddies. And
This guy.
you do a lot of things.
I do lots of things.
You write for Indie Static.
Yep.
You write for Polaris.
Yep.
You write for...
It's like I eat these things. They're pretty hot. They're pretty
Peppers,
spicy.
yes,
Spicy,
right.
you might say.
Hot Pepper Gaming.
You write for Hot Pepper Gaming?
I write for Hot Pepper Gaming.
Most importantly,
you have to write in and now act like it really hurts.
Yeah, I direct from behind. All right, okay. It really, really hurts. It's so spicy right now.
Every
Can
now
you
and
give
then
me spicy?
You get one of those assholes who just doesn't taste spice, and you're like, come on.
Come on.
Let's
Yeah. Come on.
Play to the camera.
Zhuzh it up for the camera. Come on.
Pretend that it's
You wanna be a
spicier
star,
than it
don't you?
actually is.
Yeah.
Come on. The audience is going to hate this. All right, cut. You're out.
Yeah. You're banned from Hot Pepper Gaming.
Leave these halls.
I want to see Husky do it because I feel like he's a pretty chill dude. I feel like he would just be like,
I feel like he would
cool,
break,
and then he'd
down.
bounce.
No,
He
I
would
think
break
he
down.
would try to hold it as long as possible and then
Yeah.
be like, "Bah," just like.
But it'd be awesome because Husky's a consummate professional.
No. So
he'd
he would walk off screen.
You
and
might
then-
you might
and
see
then
like a
puke.
single bit of sweat. And that's all you get.
Projectile vomit
wall vomit.
everywhere.
It's just like
Ah,
a
and then
rainbow
just
of
shit.
vomit.
Just a lot of.
A lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
I think under 2 minutes we already got to vomiting and shitting. It's that time of the day.
Nailed it.
It's early morning for us.
Nailed
yeah,
it.
yeah.
jokes.
So all right, well, tell us and everybody what's
What's been going on?
what's the latest and greatest
in
your-
the not
your
quite
life?
in the not
in
quite
my life
Frodo
right
universe.
now. I'm writing more shows now than I've ever written, ever. That's really that's the very exciting thing. I'm moving. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like an adult
moving.
now.
I'm an adult.
Oh, man.
I just bought Skylanders Swap Force, so I'm like super an
He's
adult.
such an adult.
You just,
I'm like
you just bought Pokemon and Skylanders Swap Force in like the same week.
Yeah,
so
and I have like a pretty hefty
Yeah.
like Disney Infinity collection going on right
Yeah.
now. Yeah. That's
Did you
good
get
disposable
Jack's-
income.
The Jack Skellington?
I did. And I really
it's
regret
already
it.
out?
Yeah, it's out in GameStop only.
GameStop only
How
until
much?
the 28th.
Same price.
Same price.
15, 10?
Yeah.
Toy Story's out too, man.
No, Toy Story's out next week.
Toy Story's out.
It's out?
It's out at I think like Target or Walmart exclusively.
I know what we're doing after this.
Yeah, it's.
But yeah, how are you liking Pokemon?
I
As you
As
wrote
we-
a glowing review about it.
Yeah,
That
that-
people loved.
Well, Chad actually. So when I write those reviews, I give the option for the host to change it as much as they want.
Uh-oh.
So when I write, I generally try to keep it even on like negatives and positives, so
Uh-huh.
that at least people have like, okay, well, it's like he's fangirling over it, but there's also actual problems.
Yeah.
I gave it to Chad, and Chad was like, "Hang on, I got this, guys," and he spent 20 minutes adding stuff. And when I got it, I'm like, "This is so negative." Okay, like if that's the way you want to play it.
But I thought you brought up, valid complaints about the
Yeah,
series, which have been complaints about the series for like.
Oh.
What were your
a
complaints?
while.
I have not seen
The complaints were, if I recall correctly, again, it's
There's
very early.
no fairy dragon type Pokemon.
There's no fairy dragon type.
Biggest complaint.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Gen 8 Legendary. Gen 8 Legendary, yeah.
It's gonna be
You heard it here
Dragon,
first.
Dragon Fairy.
Dragon Fairy.
It's coming, guys.
It's gonna be super effective
Look,
against
we
itself.
need. I'm gonna be honest. Our predictions on the show. Well, we've only had one, and it was Jesse in the Steam box, which was just gonna be a box of Steam. We
So
need to
now
win.
your
You could,
prediction,
Prediction. Right here.
Dragon Fairy.
Dragon Fairy.
Dragon Fairy.
What is it gonna be called?
Like something. It's gonna be like Drag Fairy.
Drag Fairy.
It'll be like one of those
They're really
sad
good
lost
names,
in.
man.
A drag fairy.
The ghost
So
pumpkin is
it's gonna be-
Pumpkaboo. The ghost pumpkin is Pumpkaboo.
Isn't that
It's almost pumpkin.
Whatever,
It's
I'm
just-
leveling
they
up.
just
I'm leveling up my candelabra.
new
I'm
candelabra?
gonna stick it on and play with
Litwick?
Yes,
Litwick.
Lit. It's a lit wick. Get it? Because they lit the wick.
because it's a ghost that has a fire on top.
No, I got it.
Did you get it?
I actually had it from
I
the
want
beginning.
to make sure the Pokemon Company wants to make
When
sure
you
that
first
you
said
get these
Litwick,
jokes.
I was like, "Oh, a ghost fire," and you're like, "Yeah,
yes.
cool, nailed
Yeah,
it."
it's great.
Wait, okay, so what else? What were your actual problems with it?
the actual problems with the game itself were they changed the type matchups, and it's not like a very extensive change. They've been rebalancing
Yeah,
for a
people
long
in
time.
comments were like, "No, they didn't." I'm like,
No, they did, and it's not like they changed. So now
not
like,
like-
oh,
it's not
ice
like-
isn't weak to fire anymore.
No, it's not huge things, but they
But
changed,
they changed
like,
it so like steel on
how
steel,
many-
I believe, is like 0.25 as opposed
Yeah.
to like half now. And they have certain types that completely negate damage where they used to like not.
Right, there's like a whole new chart
There's a
about
whole new
what's
chart.
3 times more powerful, what's 2 times more powerful, what's blah,
I gotta,
blah, blah.
Yeah.
I gotta
and,
get me
and
one of
I
these
think
things.
I don't know. I think people were like,
Yeah.
"No, I can still kill Squirtle with my Bulbasaur.
my Pikachu's still really good against flyers.
Really good against
Oh, good. Thanks, guys. You're one. You know what? Because of that one example, you've now like justified every single possible type matchup.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
We also Chad made
But were they bad? Were they that bad of a change, or were they just unexpected?
They were a little unexpected, and Fairy kind of throws everything to like the wind. Like I know Fairy now, I understand how Fairy works now, but when you first get Fairy, it's like I don't know what this does. I have no idea how this works. So you're like, all right, I'm gonna use a Fairy move on this guy, and it like kind of works, but he's a dual type. There's so many dual types now, you don't really know how it.
Everything's a dual type now.
Yeah, there's just a ton of dual types, and then there's like one new normal, and that's like
except for normal Pokemon, everyone's a dual type now.
Well, I mean, what's isn't the Geodude and all them still just like rock or?
No, Geodude was always rock and ground.
Now they're ground.
No, he was rock and ground in Series
really?
1. Yeah, Gen 1 he was rock and ground. There weren't any pure rock types in Gen 1. They were all ground and rock. Rhyhorn, Onix, and Geodude were all ground and rock.
I'm gonna trust you because you.
Yeah, they're all. No, I remember like there weren't any rock types, just pure rock types in Gen 1.
Oh.
I don't remember Gen 2 very well, so it's like.
Are you all right, I'll believe you.
Look, we'll look it up and we'll come back next.
No,
episode.
you look it up,
and we'll have, and if it's wrong, we'll put up a graphic that says Jared was wrong.
Jared was wrong,
like we did for Jesse.
but he wasn't.
Okay,
so
so
we also said the story wasn't up to par because Chad made a good point that like we as fans of JRPGs, we kind of hold JRPGs up to like this standard of having like a really good story and really well defined characters, but Pokemon always gets a pass. Because it's Pokemon.
Yeah.
So he was like, we want like a really good story. And I had to tell him while we were filming, I'm like, Black and White had a really good story. And he was like, no.
Did it actually have a good one? Or?
It actually had a really good story. It sort of went, you were doing your trainer thing. And then behind the scenes, there was this, the evil organization Team Plasma was having this internal power struggle between the son, who was like all about, Pokemon and people loving each other, and the dad who was like the super controlling dick who was trying to bring about like the end of the world scenario and control everybody.
And then his son was like, Dad,
his son,
love and peace.
Yeah,
man.
Like Gestus like gets beaten and he disappears. He just vanishes. And then the son is like, I'm gonna just travel around the world now. And he just vanishes. Huh. So they both just like disappear. So
they come back in Black and White too?
Well, Black and White 2.
I didn't play it.
See, that was the first it was actually the first generation that we didn't play.
It was a direct sequel to Black and White. It was the first time there was a like out there like direct sequel to a storyline. And I think Gestus is back. I don't quite remember. I remember I got halfway through White 2 and I was like I had to beat Black. I had to beat Black 2 for work. So I beat Black 2 for work and I just rushed through it and didn't care about anything. And then like, I was playing White 2 again, and I'm just like, oh yeah, this all happens.
Yeah.
I did like that they made shinies really prevalent, though. Like, you could go out and catch shinies. They were just static ones in the world. A shiny Haxorus, which, by the way, metagame, terrible Haxorus.
Are there shinies in the new one?
Yeah, there are shinies in all of them except for Gen 1.
There's also just so many more
do you even
weird
need
discolorations
shinies anymore after having
region colors?
No, after having the new EV training, do you even need shinies?
I mean, shinies were never better.
Shinies were just purely cosmetic, right?
They're purely cosmetic, and they have the little fling when they show up.
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah, so we made these kind of like these general complaints about the series as a whole, and like how the new game, like despite the fact that there are a lot of improvements, and there are a ton of improvements, that it still kind of suffers from a lot of
being in 3D.
Yeah, the 3D is really
it being in not pixels,
not pixels.
Sprites.
Yeah. Chad noted that that the 3D setting actually makes it like a lot uglier to look at.
It makes the game chug.
It makes the game chug really badly.
Oh god, yeah.
In battle, it's not.
You can't use it. You can't use it in battle.
That's off.
And especially because there's it rotates through the battle camera, and at one point it will like do a cross of. And
when it does that, when it shows both Pokemon at once, it's like the game. But the 3DS is like
2D,
no.
Even in 2D, it still chugs at that part too.
I don't want to show both Pokemon.
That being said, though, when he got me my Magneton,
and
it traded over, I turned on the 3D, and like Magneton has a bunch of moving parts, and I was just like, this game is gorgeous. It is a gorgeous game, and putting them in 3D models instead of sprites,
it really
it's a game changer.
It makes the world look alive.
Finally. They had those sprites before. See, that's the thing with me is that I love the 3D. I love the fact that they cell shaded everything, but I feel like it's covering up the fact that those Pokemon models a lot of the older ones are really ugly because they're holdovers from like Stadium.
Which Pokemon models?
A lot of the Gen 1 and Gen 2 models are holdovers from Stadium that they just they just made the textures
my
better
War
and
Turtle looks
cell-shaded.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Sir.
No, they definitely
Magneton looks amazing.
They made the mouths open and the parts move differently, but like it's
not
all
the mouth.
Like,
Open the
and
mouth.
A couple of them are different. Like Snorlax is different now; he's standing instead of lying down.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are the same as from Stadium, or they're ported from Stadium and they animate differently. So to me, I was like, oh, I know that. And then it faints the same way that it does in Stadium when it gets knocked out. I'm like, wait a minute, Pokemon Company.
Wait, did they change their name?
Well,
Game Freak and Pokemon Company.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not.
They're still
They're
the same.
both.
They're both.
They gave what is it called? A Harmonite. There is a Harmonite. I don't know if you noticed the reference, but there's a person in one of the Poke Centers who's talking about like a awesome, cool rhythm game they're playing. I'm like,
way to sell your product, sirs.
But yeah, I don't think the fans were mad about the actual. Like they definitely like called us out for things that they were mad about personally, but it was because we said that Sapphire and Ruby were bad. Like that we didn't even say they were bad. We said that people didn't want them. Because when I was
why do you want Ruby and Sapphire?
Well,
as a kid, I could not get enough Pokemon.
Sales-wise, Ruby and Sapphire were the lowest of the series.
Yeah, they just
put out the numbers, right? Diamond and Pearl aren't they the highest selling?
Yeah, well, the Ruby and Sapphire at the time
they just published these somewhere.
Yeah, I know, but I know that I don't remember if they're the highest. I know that Ruby and Sapphire was lowest.
Yeah, Ruby and Sapphire at the time it split the community because you couldn't transfer Pokemon over. They changed the way that EVs and IVs worked, and they split the special stat, so they couldn't like.
So that was the point where you couldn't have the Game Boy games.
And then there was this very dramatic change in the art, like of the Pokemon, so people could not get into it. I remember distinctly, I had all these
better.
Yeah, I had all these friends who played Pokemon, and all of a sudden everybody's like, "Well, these are really ugly," and then just nobody played it. There's nobody played it anymore.
Really?
Yeah, there were like 2 people who were still playing it, and the rest of us were just like, "Yeah, fine."
I probably played that. Well, actually, like Pearl, I just. I had Diamond or Pearl, I can't remember. But I stopped playing that like before I even beat the game. I was just like, But Ruby and Sapphire was the first time that I wasn't like super in love with one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, granted, there's only 2 before, but like I felt like it was almost a step back from Gold and Silver.
Well, yeah, it took away a lot of features that Gold and Silver had.
It felt so much smaller.
Yeah, it took out the day and night cycle.
Yep.
It added
took out the cell phones.
Yeah, it took. Oh, the cell phones were so good.
That was cool.
It took and then it added the dance things.
The beauty contest.
The beauty contest.
Yeah. Are those even in the new one?
No.
Okay, good.
What's funny is like if you've transferred somebody all the way from Ruby and Sapphire, they have all these ribbons that you can't get anymore. So it's like you have like the Master Cool ribbon. It's like this
so
means
cool.
nothing.
That's
this means
cool.
nothing.
You're like those ribbons that I totally didn't get.
I think I did one beauty contest just to give it a try, and I failed. I failed, and so I became like I was like, oh, fuck all you! I don't even need you. And then I'm never doing this again. But
that's generally how the beauty contest went.
I got the Reggies, and then what was the fucking green dragon?
The Reggies were actually they were the gen afterwards.
That was
Diamond
Ruby
and Pearl.
Sapphire?
No, that was Diamond and Pearl, man. Right?
Was DP
right?
No,
No. Diamond and Pearl was Regigigas.
Oh.
Yeah.
They were. I swear to God.
So you got the Reggies, and then you got Rayquaza.
That was not Diamond and Pearl.
No. Rayquaza was Rayquaza and the first 3 Reggies.
Okay, that's what.
You're right. No, you're right. You're
good.
I collected those.
Regigigas was Diamond and Pearl. He was the big one that was slow.
And then after I caught those, I just like didn't care anymore. I was like, man. This isn't. It doesn't have that same like. I don't know. Gold and Silver was like the peak. But that being said, I'm like just. Oh my God! This X and Y has taken over my life. It is so good.
It has. Yeah.
It's
we're all playing
for fucking
like we've
years.
been playing for the past couple of days. We're just like the TV's on. No one's watching.
It.
Everyone's just like, oh, power!
The last 3 nights in a row, we've been just sitting in our. You've been over 2 of those 3 nights.
I literally just come over and sit in the couch.
We're playing Pokemon, guys.
We're like, oh, hey, can I get a capture power? And we're like, powering each other and like trading. I'm the godfather of 2 of your Pokemon because
I had you trade for the little cotton candy dude, Swirlix, and then I got the
because you had to trade him with an item.
certain
Oh, I just got that item.
I got the flan guy, and then the one that was really for me like the killer was the fact that I had that Gudra. The booger dragon.
Yes.
And he could only evolve in
at
the
level,
rain.
Was it at level 50?
At level 50 evolves, but only if it's raining. So I was in the rain area, and this event happened at 49 at the very end of the experience.
The haunted mansion.
The haunted mansion thing. And when I came back out, it had stopped raining, and then it didn't rain for a day. And I was like, no.
Well, no, and no. Because I'm like right behind you. I was like in this. You're like, oh hey, look, it's raining there, and then you're like. Wait, no, don't go to the mansion. Like, and then we're like, trade it. Okay, now battle, level it up, and then we leveled it up, and you got your
yeah, it was great.
And like, it like literally drips.
It drips.
You call it booger, I call it's jizz. It's like white goo. It's dripping. It's like, oh my
god, dude, Gudra's the best.
Gudra. Sounds like a cheese.
It's like Puff the Magic Dragon, but like covered in phlegm.
Yeah.
Ew. Nice.
This game though,
I've been loving Wonder Trades. That has been my new addiction.
This dude is so lucky with Wonder Trades.
You got Fennekin. You got a starter. Wonder Trade, for those who don't know, is this amazing. I taught you about this, where you just take a Pokemon and you send it into the ether,
space,
yeah,
and then it
gone.
just randomly gives you
connects
something
you
else.
with another. It connects you with another trainer. You see who you're training.
Yeah, but you don't have any.
But you have no control what they're sending, and it's just completely random. And I've gotten so.
You got a Scyther,
yes,
which you now have made into
a Scizor
because it's mega evolution.
I got literally like another Bunnelby, and like a Bidoof, and I was like.
I'm done with this.
I'm like, this sucks because I threw up like really good ones, and I'm like, why am I getting back crap?
You gotta build up your good karma.
I know you build up karma.
Oh my god, you're getting Wonder Trades for days.
Wonder Trades for days.
I was going to. Well, I don't like to use the Master Ball out of some mistaken need to like catch things with Pokeballs.
This manly mode.
It's weird. And but that being said, I like swear and I'm angry. I'm always like, what the fuck? He's got 1 health. Like the most lower defense you can have.
He's fucking
His
asleep.
accuracy is down. Like, and I can't catch it. It won't even shake once.
And then I'm like, well, Davis, what ball are you?
And I'm like Pokeball because it's iconic.
And I'm just like, dude, like no.
I'm like, I don't want to use your stupid Dusk Ball, which is 8 times the capture rate, but looks stupid.
It's good, dude. Dusk Ball's the best.
Because you for half a second when it comes out, you can see it. And then in your or when you go into your Pokemon thing and you look at them, you can see it.
Dude.
And for that reason alone, I have to get with the Pokemon.
Let me just tell you, Dusk Balls had to be nerfed after they first came out. I forget what game they first came out in, I think Diamond and Pearl, but like when you were in a cave at night, they doubled again.
You're just like...
So they were like, it was...
We got Pokemon for days!
If you were in a cave at night, you could...
Zubat!
Zubat! Yeah.
Like, you have like 40 Zubats.
Yeah.
One to trade.
Yeah, one to trade.
Make it rain Zubats.
But no, anyways, so I was gonna take the Master Ball and put it on a Magikarp and just send it out and get the cosmic karma of like a lifetime. But he's like, fuck that, I'll take your
I'll take that.
So I just gave him I gave him a Bidoof with the Master Ball on it. We were like, that's the most expensive item anyone's ever put on a Bidoof.
Ever trusted
like Bidoof. level 8 Bidoof, like, deliver this.
That's like my mom giving like 6-year-old me fine china.
Yeah.
Like, here, hold this fine china, little Jared.
Okay. No, Master Ball is more than fine, because Master Ball will catch anything done.
Yes.
End of story.
Anything.
Except for a trainer Pokemon. Which I totally tried to catch a trainer Pokemon. Did I tell you the story the other day?
No.
Again,
sleep.
With all the new warp stuff are making and Final Fantasy 14, which
and now Pokemon.
I'm fake grinding and playing X and Y at the same time. I just don't sleep a lot. And in the middle of a mid fight, it wasn't even the first time that Pokemon had come out. Mid single Pokemon fight, I was like, oh, this is an awesome Pokemon. I gotta get it. Mind you, I'm fighting a trainer. I just brain sharded for a second, and I'm just like, so I fucking brought out Quacklin, my
Quacklin,
my traded.
By the way, I love that
the
name.
greatest Farfetch ever,
yeah.
really.
And he's got false attack, which brings me down to 1. And so I do my whole like capture thing where I'm like, get him down to 1, leer the crap out of him. I got this one, baby. Throw the ball, and it's like enemy trainer swatted it away, and I was like, whoa. Oh, so stupid.
That's what the other trainer's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're like, dude, what the fuck,
man?
Also, I didn't want to say anything because we're fighting, but false attack? Yeah. You do know Go to summary. Okay, that's what it does.
Yeah, just take him out, man. Put him out of his misery. He's like weak.
Needless to
He's
say,
dying.
when I figured out, I killed it in the rest. I was just like, nope, we're done.
Done for the night. Power off. Done.
Oh my god, this podcast is basically just a Poke podcast.
The Poke Podcast.
But play it. If you don't like Pokemon, fucking play it. If you love Pokemon, you already have it. Don't even listen to that.
But if you've been away from Pokemon for a while,
like we have,
this is a good jump back in point because they have. There's only like 70 like brand new ones, and then there's about 25.
It hits the right amount of
evolution,
new,
but yeah,
nostalgia.
This is what they did way better than Diamond and Pearl, or not Diamond and Pearl, Black and White, because Black and White they're like, we're gonna do all new Pokemon. And then like
that was for returning people. That
was for returning people, but for people that
were new, it's like I don't know any of these. Yeah. I don't know.
And I think
any
that
of
affects.
these.
I think that
I'm
affects
too
their
old.
sales.
Yeah.
Like in real life, I'm too old to make new friends.
Yeah.
And Pokemon.
But yeah, like this had the right level of nostalgia. Like the opening was like almost the same.
Yeah.
The first couple levels were like the same as Red and Blue, like layout wise.
Yeah.
Even though it was a different place, but it like brought around the right amount of nostalgia, and then. After that, like after you get your second starters, and they're like, all right, here we go, out to all of this new stuff. So now I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go capture a lot of Pokemon that I don't know.
Yeah, in the forest you can get a lot of the Pokemon from Viridian Forest.
Exactly, it's exactly
in
Viridian
the first forest.
Yes.
And then there's also like 2 new ones.
Yeah.
And there's like, a Pikachu too, so I'll just grab that because I know him.
Yeah.
I feel safe with this, and then I'll try a Scatterbug out.
Yeah.
Dude, I went to sleep for a generation, and when I wake up, there's like 30 almost Pikachus. Like there's like the Pulse and Minun or whatever. That one, there's that new like fairy mouse, electric mouse that looks like a baby Raichu.
Okay, he has a move called Parabolic Charge that's an electric type move that drains health. It's ridiculous.
No, I know. I fought this shit, and I was like, that doesn't make... You can't do that. You can't do that, game.
I like that they called it Parabolic Charge. That's a cool name. But like when I saw that, I was like, why is he not dying? Oh, he's draining me. He's draining me.
With a lightning move. It's like paralyzed, life drain. He's lightning, so he has a really fast attack speed.
Yep. And he's a fairy, so you don't know what's going on
you don't know
anymore.
what to hit him with.
Oh my god, the fairy! I just did the fairy gym, and I was telling. So what is it? Charm or love? What is this move that you fall in love?
Attract.
Is that new?
No, Attract is from Gen 2.
Okay, well, it's never been so good because I got my Mega Charizard, who is fire is super strong against it's like the the counter.
Mega Charizard just wrecking faces.
And I get attracted. And I'm not kidding you, 6 out of 7, because it's like confusion, except for you don't hurt yourself, but it's like you have a chance to just not attack.
Just be so in love. You can't even hurt this.
And that's what motherfucking happened. Like, I was sitting next to him, I'm like, what is this? This move that is so broken that I can't attack. Luckily, I didn't drain my power points, because that would have been like a nightmare, but it was bullshit. And then finally, I finally got an attack in, and it was just like...
Their Pokemon,
it was like flamethrower or whatever the hell it was, and just like destroyed. And then after that...
Their Pokemon built all around that. So they have like Confuse Ray, Attract, and then they'll have like Double Team, so they get their evasion really high, and then just start slamming you.
Yeah.
They have one attack, or it'll be like Confusion, Attract, and then Toxic.
Yeah.
So that you're just like hurting yourself and not attacking every turn, and just like deadly poison coursing through your veins.
And we were seeing like Mr. Mime is a fairy type now.
Yeah.
They basically just like took a bunch of old Pokemon.
They took a bunch of normals
and made them Granbull.
Yeah.
Granbull
became so good.
He almost put my team down the first time I played because I like I don't build out 6. I like slowly accrue a whole team of the ones I want before I start leveling them. And I only had like 3 Pokemon at the time, and I just did not know what his weakness was. And I was just getting wrecked. And I'm like, what are you?
Granbull, he was a normal type. So he had like really high defenses, but you could just hit him. You could always hit him with a fighting move and one-shot him. So I go in there thinking like, oh, it's Granbull, and I hit him with a fighting move. It's just nothing. It's normal, and it just does like a little tiny bit of damage.
You just see his like
crushing
start
me.
laughing.
Yeah, with that big jaw. Yeah, they took a bunch of Pokemon.
I can't
that were,
let
like,
you
kind
do
of
that,
like,
Jared.
Like a bunch of crap tier Pokemon, like Meryl. Meryl and
Meryl's
Azurill
a fairy type.
Is now
Pokemon
fairy
now.
type. And Mr. Mime is a fairy type.
And
Nobody was using Mr. Mime. In the history of Mr. Mime, no one's ever used it.
Every new fight in the fairy gym, I was like, okay, so this is fairy now? And you're like, yeah, they just...
Yeah, no, we called it. We called it, bro.
They made like a couple, they made like an ice cream cone or whatever.
Yeah, they made like, no, the ice cream cones, I wonder if they got...
The one that I thought that attracted me looked like some kind of pastry.
Oh yeah, no, that's the one that we got, that we did, the one that we traded. It's the cotton candy that turns into the
my
flan.
God. Little
the
did I
flan
know.
with the cherry on top.
Yep.
So there's that. There's one that's like, it looks like a ball of potpourri called Aromatisse. And
basically, you just eat fairy Pokemon.
Oh, and there's the keychain one.
There's the keychain Pokemon, who's kind of annoying. And then there's the flower one that evolves twice into like this really good Flan Baby.
Wait, that one?
Wait, that evolves?
Flan Baby evolves twice.
I've been giving those away.
What's Flan Baby's other? Is it grass or bug at any?
Grass.
Because I kept fighting it, and I'm like, okay, cool, my fire will surely
defeat. No.
Wait, no.
Fire and fairy are grass
I
and
thought it was a bug.
No,
Are you
it's
sure
it's grass. It's grass and fairy, and they're
I
both
just remember
weak to
having
fire.
trouble finding it's like I could just kill it with regular moves, but I couldn't seem to find
it's 4 times weak to fire.
Okay. Never again.
And also poison, because now fairy's weak to poison. Like they were like, poison's been doing, like they made poison really good as a type, but then it's still like it doesn't have a lot of good matchups.
Yeah.
So like, well, we'll just give it fairy. We're just gonna give it fairy.
A poison fairy.
And then they gave fire fairy, and I'm like, fire's already so good. Fine. I don't even care anymore.
This is what I love about like Pokemon type matchups is that it starts off logically like, okay, cool. Water is weak to electric and like leaf, and fire. Water beats fire.
Yeah.
Like this all makes sense, and then it's like a fairy and
dark.
Ghost is super effective against ghost.
Yeah, like
You can only fight one ghost with another ghost.
you're blue. Okay.
You're blue.
That's what it devolved to.
This is a Gengar match.
What's the steel? What is steel good against?
Steel's good against rock and
weak
ice,
against fire.
And psychic doesn't. It's not like strong against psychic, but it doesn't take a lot of damage from psychic.
I guess that kind of makes sense because why the fuck would psychic do anything?
Yeah, and then steel doesn't take a lot of damage from water, but it also doesn't do a lot of damage to water. So like it just takes normal damage from water, but it can't deal.
Stick steel stuff in water. Why is this not working?
Splash, splash, splash.
It's making a lot of splashes. But now that we can segue into some news segments, Pokemon sold 4 million copies?
Yeah.
4 million?
In like
that makes
a couple days.
That makes sense.
That's really fucking good.
Yeah.
One of that.
I think it is the
Dude, games are selling so much now.
Because everyone has them. Yeah, everyone has them
GTA
now.
making $1 billion in 2 days.
Yup.
$1 billion. And then people are mad when like the scores come out and they're all like perfect.
Yeah.
And people are like, overhyped. It made $1 billion.
And it got good reviews.
Yeah.
What do you want? A bad game?
You just want it to fail. You want it to fail.
No, it's great because like I always see comments like that, like, overhyped, and I'm like, you're literally saying that with a copy of Grand Theft Auto 5 in your house, like right next to you. Oh, well, I like this game, but what are other people saying? Oh, 10 overhyped. I'm gonna play this more.
It's the one
this
like,
game is terrible.
That got me to
sunk
play
20 hours into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened. So that's pretty good for them.
That's really awesome. Michael Bay got attacked this week.
Yes, I love this story.
Let's talk about Michael Bay getting attacked.
It was in Hong Kong where he's shooting the new Transformers movie, and there was a bunch of different accounts of what happened. The most recent one is basically just some dudes.
Drugs.
Some dudes on narcotics. Wielding an air conditioning unit, tried to beat
the shit out of Michael Bay.
By the way, he didn't get hit. Apparently, he actually dodged it and because the guy's on narcotics and wrestled it away and subdued them. But it was like,
but wait, what was the first story? The
first
before
story
he was on narcotics.
The first story was from Michael Bay. He said that they were like pushing like shopping carts at their at the actors while they were filming, and then
narcotics,
and then eventually like trying to extort him, and then like attacking him, like
trying to extort him,
trying to get like $1,000. He was like, "Oh,
you shut
down my shop
for the day.
You shut down the mall for the day because they're filming at a mall in Hong Kong, so they like shut that down for the day." And I don't know, he like didn't. The account was like he didn't know about it, but now Paramount's account, because this is the official account, is just like, "Oh, this guy's on drugs. Nothing.
This is
nothing to see here.
He's on drugs.
Guy's on drugs." But I would like to. I hope someone filmed like the thing where he gets an air conditioning unit thrown at him. He's just like, "Whoa,
He's
Michael Bay punch!"
Yeah.
And he Hadoukens, and like an explosion comes out of his hands. That's how he makes them.
Because you're making the joke that he like can make explosion. I was thinking of that. Was it the Skrillex video with like the little girl where he's like, "You should have done that," and he just like his eyes go black and he like, raises up and just
Call 911 now!
like flat cannons just explode and just destroy all of them, and then just like calms back. Then it's like.
All right, next take, guys.
Yeah.
I want to see like the Hong Kong drug dude just like hulking out, just ripping an air conditioner out of the ground.
That's the
You're
only
gonna
thing.
pay for this.
It's a guy on PCP.
I'm not saying that I am like an air conditioning expert, but I worked at Fry's. I moved a lot of portable air conditioning units. I've lived in houses that have regular air conditioning. They're not easy to lift. They're like heavy.
Yeah.
How does somebody? It has to be drugs. That's the only explanation that you would get this kind of crazy strength. Or maybe I'm just
he's like a
weak.
professional bodybuilder who opened a little mall store. Like he just comes out, he's just huge, like ripped like a tank. Just all right, Michael Bay.
He punches two of them like Hulk, and it's just like, he's wearing them like gloves. Like
Michael Bay smash.
and Michael Bay does a bunch of like backflips and like shurikens him.
I imagine he like dual wields.
I'm making this a very epic fight scene in my
In
as
your
I,
head.
as I almost flick my pump off there.
Look,
and-
if
and
Michael Bay
shuriken
happens to
him.
be watching right now,
Yeah.
this is for you. You can have it.
Yeah.
Just take it and make
You
it.
can use this
into
bit. You can
something.
put it in Transformers.
Yeah.
There you go.
Air conditioner
sir.
Hulk cans.
So hey, at least now we know he can, hold his own in a fight.
Yeah.
So.
Or he can
Him
just
and
dodge
Ube
really-
Bowl.
or he can run.
He can run
fast.
really well. Yeah.
Yeah, Uwe Boll.
Because he would like
He would box his critics.
Oh yeah,
That
that's
was
right. He
his
beat up
shtick.
that one guy from Something Awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He beat him up in the face because somebody was like, "If your movies are
wasn't he
so
like-
bad, I'll fight you."
Didn't he used to do wasn't he a
Yeah,
boxer?
he was like a
when
boxer.
Yeah. So
and
it's
then
like
somebody from
it's a little loaded.
Yeah.
somebody from Something Awful was like, "Your movies are so bad, I will fight you in the ring."
It's like,
Uwe Boll was
okay.
like, "Okay," and he just beat him
Butch.
up. He just like kicked his ass. I just remember
What do you think?
seeing pictures of him just like with his nose all like, messed up and he's
Yeah, like,
bleeding
what
everywhere.
do you think was gonna happen?
This dude is like a crazy German man who made the
He
Alone in
is
the
like
Dark
maybe
movie.
he's never seen it, but yeah, Uwe Boll is like a pretty buff German guy. So
Yeah. Germans don't.
He looks like he
fuck
just
around.
like logs all day.
yeah,
Like, and then just makes movies at night.
he
Like,
lifts logs all day.
no, he just logs.
This is why his movies suck.
His
He's
life
like,
is a
I need the
Rocky
log to be
montage.
in the foreground.
He just like
That's an
chops
actor.
wood for
What's an
16
actor?
hours, and then at night he just goes like, "All right, we're gonna shoot some scenes, and then I'm gonna go. I gotta go log though."
That's why the acting's so wooden.
We have fun here.
Like that fun. Yeah.
So in a bit of sad news, PlayStation 4 got two of the launch titles were pushed back out of the window.
Back into 2014.
Yeah.
Like,
They got like. Well, I mean, it's coming out in December. What month is it? I don't.
No, it's coming out in November.
January or
No,
coming
it's
out-
the PS4 is coming
November.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, November.
It's November.
Drive Club and Watch Dogs.
yeah.
Well, Drive Club is like, it's like, oh no, I'm so sad.
I also
But
I'm not a racing fan person, but I don't. It's the free play one, right? That was going to come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the one that
Who
was going to
was
come.
like really excited? Were you excited about it? Is anybody
think
really
anyone
excited
was
about Drive
really
Club?
excited
It's like,
about Drive Club.
Yeah, it's free. It's cool.
It's a
but,
free game. It's a launch game. So now you.
Well, not anymore.
Well, that's the thing. Now you don't have like a preloaded game on your
yeah.
system. Which
I mean, Watch Dogs is a heartbreaker though.
Watch Dogs
that's
is
a
bad.
heartbreaker.
Watch Dogs. They also had to be like, oh, all you people that ordered the PS4 Watch Dogs bundle, haha, you'll get them in 2014. Like,
quick, go before they get us.
Yeah.
Before they mob us. Wait, but isn't that coming out on like Xbox as well?
It's
yeah.
multi-platform, and then they have the dialed down versions for the current consoles.
So is it across the board? All of them are pushed back.
I think it's just.
yeah.
I think is it all?
no,
of
I
them?
think all of them
Okay,
are
'cause
pushed
I'm like,
back.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because
No.
I had to schedule a review, and then one of our guys came up to me and he's like, "So are you sad about Watch Dogs?" I just have like this big ugly calendar with all the games coming out on it. Just like, what? No, it's in a week that has nothing else. No. So now we're doing like Booger Man or something. Booger Man Returns.
Just some like terrible
some
thing.
terrible game just so I can get paid. It's like, yeah, sure,
Right.
fine.
I know.
It's a living.
But I
And
think but
Falabbing.
Watch Dogs was the only one that had the PS4 bundle, so people are pissed about that. 'Cause
Yeah.
They're like, I guess I'm getting my PS4 next year.
But
Sorry,
on- but on-
kids.
but on the
you're
flip
gonna
side
have
of
a
bundles,
terrible
though-
Christmas.
on the flip side of bundles, good guy Nintendo, they're coming out with the A Link Between Worlds 3DS XL bundle, which is
and they actually made the console the right color.
Yeah, I had heard it was only coming out
in Europe.
In Europe, but I think they just confirmed today that
this
it's coming
morning
out.
it was leaked. Yeah, it was leaked on GameStop's Black Friday deals got leaked.
Yeah.
And it was one of the things, and they had a little picture of the box.
That's gonna be a Black Friday deal.
Yeah. I know what you're doing,
You're
Black
gonna
Friday.
trample some kids, man.
Yeah.
This
Push
is like,
some moms out of the way. Push somebody in front of a car. Just
This
like
is
no.
the first generation, and I think it's because I'm older, or I don't know what the reason is, but like collecting is really important to me now. I have like way more swag than I ever did.
I'm telling. I
It's
told
because
you guys in the car.
disposable-
I told you guys in the car. We're goofy dad age now.
No, we're
We're
not.
goofy dads
We are
now.
so not
We're
goofy.
still in our mid-20s. We
No,
can't be.
we're goofy dads, Davis.
No,
You're exactly
you can be a goofy dad.
mid-20s. We're 1 year above our mid-20s. We're not. I can't be. I just.
We're goofy dads.
No.
If we had a kid
We're
today,
putting a
we'd
graphic
be
up
goofy
saying Jared
dads.
was wrong.
I'm not a
is
goofy.
wrong.
Ladies, I'm not a goofy dad. I am.
He's a goofy dad, and he makes goofy dad jokes. We all make dad jokes.
I'm not a father. I'm not even that goofy.
Well, okay, we're not fathers, but if we were, we'd be goofy dads.
Maybe.
That's all I'm
No,
saying.
I don't.
I would be
You
the
have to
cool.
objectively-
I'd
I
be the
don't
cool
think we
nerd
would.
dad.
No,
I don't think we would.
objectively look at yourself and be like, would my kids laugh at my jokes? And the answer is always no.
But that's true of any generation.
It doesn't
so.
matter.
Dude,
Goofy
my
dad.
jokes are
goofy
cutting
dad.
edge.
Yeah.
We collect weird shit from like games and we display them.
Okay,
on our
that
shelves.
one aspect is true, but that doesn't make a whole thing.
Okay, when I was growing up, I had friends whose dads collected only Batman stuff. And like my dad and my mom had like a Pee Wee Herman ventriloquist doll. We're goofy dads, Davis. You have to accept it. We're growing up. We're old now. It's over.
Is a goofy dad quality justifying buying another console that you already like? Because I bought the Wind Waker HD. I bought a whole new Wii U because I wanted the fucking console.
That's totally we're literally we have crossed over.
I'm going to get this new one because first of all, this is actually the coolest looking one they've ever made, except for the
NES
game. Oh, the one that got away.
Game Boy Advance SD.
I have to get that, but I also do just to collect so I can put it with my Wind Waker Wii U is the not XL, the Ocarina of Time limited edition one.
Yeah.
It's not. They didn't really put that much effort into
It
it.
actually
But
they put as much effort into that one as the Wii U.
they
I
just
think.
like did like a little
It's
thing
the
on
same
top.
thing,
Like,
it's the trim,
they just
yeah.
took a black thing and they put a little trim on it.
the
but I have to have
XL
it.
looks really
And I have
cool.
to get a display case with lights and goofy dad.
Goofy dad.
All right,
Goofy
well,
dad.
Look, the
This is
streams
where-
have crossed, the doors are open,
Well,
and
we,
outpours the hordes of goofy dads.
I think now that we have this new information, we can take a break and reflect on our lives.
Actually, we're not going to be taking a break because I have to run to get to the airport. So
Oh,
we're not going to be answering any questions today. This is going to be a bit of a short one, but
wait, you can.
I
Oh, yeah.
But Jared
Rub me.
is a good friend. He'll be back.
Rub me.
Do
Do it. Yeah.
you want?
This
Do you
is-
have any social mediums that you want to like?
Social media.
push out?
You can follow my Twitter at not
That
quite
sounds
Frodo.
dirty. Twitter sounds like a sex Twitter.
At not
Twitter.
quite Frodo.
Frodo.
Not quite Frodo, and then follow. I would say out of all the things, follow Hot Pepper Gaming.
Okay.
Hot Pepper
Alright.
Gaming. YouTube.com/Hot Pepper Gaming. You can watch me die.
You can watch a lot of people.
You can watch a lot of people die. We have a lot of
That
of
is
people.
literally ticking off hours of people's lives. Like you can just see that. Like
You can
wow,
see
those are. I mean, it's
the
gonna
life
be,
force
It's
leaving
hopefully
them.
it's at the long end, so it's not like the best years, or
Yeah.
maybe they are old people if you're watching. But
For me, it's
Still.
like I'm not gonna get like after like I have a lifetime of hedonism behind me.
yeah,
Like it's every time I do an episode of that show, there's like very good years that I'm losing
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna get the bad ones. there aren't bad ones after this. I'm gonna reach the end of my
you're
good
now,
years.
You're now eating into the good.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
no.
the good. I've been eating into the good since I was born. I went to college and then that was it. Like college was like just 4 years of like the worst things I could put into my body all at once.
Death
then,
just
like-
comes by
and
and it's
then-
like,
and
we're not that far apart right
to
now.
this
Like,
day, it's still just like, oh, what am I doing tonight? Destroying my body. Destroying it. Just ruining my body. And in 10 years, I'm going to be on my deathbed. Like a 35-year-old man, just like, I lived a good full life.
And then I'll be like, wait, can you just quickly trade this?
Trade this over.
I
I need
want my
to-
hunter to become a Gengar.
Yeah, I need a Gengar. I can't find anybody else.
You know, you
now.
pass out,
He
you
dies on the
flatline.
bed. You're just like,
And I'm like, and I'm just like, okay, cool.
Yeah. And accept trade.
Yep. And we're good.
And we're good.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Yeah. I'll give you a really stirring eulogy.
It's okay.
Alright, so-
You're good. I'll haunt your toilet. I'll be like a spooky, splashy toilet ghost.
I'll be like, whoa! I'm peeing through you! And you're like, yeah!
Didn't spill a drop.
Not the first time.
Not the first time. Fill her up.
Yeah.
Fill her up.
Man, have a lot of water today?
You've been drinking a lot, haven't you?
Yeah. All right, so not quite Frodo on the Twitter.
Tweeter.
Wow.
Whoa.
Hot Pepper Gaming on the YouTube.
Hot Pepper Gaming on the YouTubes. You can watch the Polaris reviews, or the Polaris mobile countdowns, or the Polaris
Anything-
fast facts, or like lore,
Yeah.
or really like any review-oriented show that they have that I'm working on now, because there's a lot of them. It's me. I'm doing it now. It's me.
Sweet.
I'm the guy.
It's all you.
And then there's like all sorts of stuff. If you watch game things on the internet, you've probably seen me. Oh, and Indie Static. Indie Static. You can read me on Indie Static.
Indie
That's
Static.
important.
Indie Static.
Indie Static.
Yay!
All the
All right,
things.
with all the loves.
Sweet. Well, we'll see you guys next week then. And until then, stay classy. We don't really have a sign out, do we?
Cheers.
San
Bye.
Diego,
San
go fuck yourself. And we're out.